Hi guys, so today we are making brown chapatis. I didn't take the video when I was making the dough, but yeah, maybe I'll make another video later making the dough on how I made it, on how I kneaded it. I kneaded the dough so that you guys can see how I kneaded the dough. So brown chapatis are very nice, very tender, very healthy, especially on people with blood sugar levels are high and hormonal imbalances. The brown chapatis are the best for those people. So for me, I love brown chapatis. I don't like white at all. So I make brown chapatis. That's why I'm making these ones for breakfast. I wanted to make them so that we can have them for breakfast. I woke up in the morning. I did some few things here and there. So I thought about breakfast and I was like, let me make chapatis so that I can eat with my family. My cousin was coming around, my husband was also around, and I have someone, a lady that comes to help me with some chores in the house. So I decided, let me make breakfast so that we can have something to eat. Yeah. So this is me making. I finished rolling, so this is me. I was making them so that I can put them on the pan and oil them so that they can be ready for us to take for breakfast. Yeah, that's me adjusting the gas because I don't have the cooker, the big cooker, so I just use the small gas. So this is me, yeah, making the chapatis. Let me tell you guys, brown chapatis are very nice, especially with them not being the white chapatis don't have bran. They remove the bran, so the brown chapatis are not processed. You can imagine taking something from the farm and just making it, and you're good. You just take it to the posho mill. Yeah. So I remember my grandma used to tell me that during their days they made the flour from stone. They used to grind it on the stone, but now that life is different, during our time you just take it, especially here in the village where I live. You take it to the posho and they just grind it on the posho mill, and you bring it to the house. You just keep it in the house and you use it. So it's very natural. It's something that is very natural. Is not processed like the white chapatis. The white chapatis are a bit more processed, they are gamish, and these ones are very soft and tender. So when you make them, they just melt in your mouth. The sweetness comes in from there. They just melt in your mouth. They are very sweet. Yeah. So that's why I'm never afraid when I'm taking brown chapatis or brown mandazis. Yeah. So this is me trying to put in a little oil so that they can cook nicely. So I can join. With chapatis, even the brown chapatis, you can join with eggs and they're very sweet. You can join with some veggies, especially in the village where we plant veggies on the farm. You can put some veggies, put some boiled egg. It's very nice, very yummy, So yeah, these eggs, I was making them for my cousin. He told me that he wanted to join the chapati with some eggs. So I decided, let me make eggs for him and join them with chapati. For me and my husband, we had I had boiled eggs for my kids when they were going to school. So when I was boiling the eggs, I decided to even boil for me and my husband so that we can have our breakfast later, because kids go to school early in the morning. For us, because we are around the homestead, just take our breakfast later on. For them, because it's morning when they are going to school, you make for them when they are leaving. So yeah, so I did 2 eggs. I decided let me join them with the chapati, and because he's a lover of chilies, yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so I was around here, I think, trying to look for chili from the fridge so that I can put them in the eggs, because for him, if you don't put chilies for him, nah, he won't. Yeah, I make chilies myself. I go to the market, I buy raw chilies, I come to the house, I make my chilies myself. Yeah, so that's why I was taking them out from the fridge. I added some salt on the eggs. He's a lover of salt. I don't know why, but he likes a lot of salt in the food. Even if you serve him food, he will always ask for, please help me with salt and pepper. Yeah, so he loves salt, so I added some salt in the eggs. Yeah, so when the pan is very hot, you need to, I wanted to wipe it because of the bran. You know, when you're making brown chapatis, when you're applying a little oil on it to cook, it tends to leave the bran on the pan, the cooking pan. So I wiped it and I poured my eggs on it. I added a little oil. So I added a little oil and I poured my eggs. And I reduced, of course, you reduce the gas because eggs cook a bit faster and they can burn. Yeah. So after I added my egg, I was trying to spread it so that I can put the chapati on top. Yeah, so that's me putting the chapati on top. Don't worry, guys. It's just a local thing. It's not something fancy or, yeah. We live here in the village, so it's something just we have chicken, of course, that lay eggs.